Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here. Banished It Out. I'm George McNamara, and in this episode, what I want to talk about is our addiction. And it's not an addiction that you would think about when you say the word addiction. You're immediately thinking of like maybe alcohol or gambling, drugs, things of that nature. What I'm talking about is our addiction to our emotions in response or in relation to the outside world. So I believe more and more society is addicted to outside validation, approval, opinions. And these opinions and validations from the outside world supersede the opinions we have of ourselves and the beliefs and the assumptions and the perceptions that we have about self. And you see it playing out every day on social media, especially social media platforms like Facebook, right? Instagram, the places, I'm not sure, the Snapchats, whatever. I may not have these correct, but the ones where there's videos and there's everything is look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And how do you view me, right? There's, and I feel absolutely that there is an epidemic in the world because when you take a selfie, right, you send it out and your body on a chemical level gets a hit of dopamine. When somebody validates, you get a thumbs up, you get a response, you get a you look beautiful or oh my god, whatever. The body gets a hit of dopamine, but it's temporary, right? So just like the chemical neurological connection in our body to a substance, it's the same um, mechanistically, it's playing out the same way within our brains and in our bodies. So this is why I'm not saying not to take photos, not to have fun, but understand where it's coming from. Understand that we don't, who we are at our core does not require any validation from anybody or anything outside of ourselves. You are enough. You are worthy. You are deserving of everything that is good in this world because everything that is good in this world is already inside of you. You are creating your life. You are telling the story of your life in each moment. Now, I've used this analogy before. If, and I'll use this other one, you're driving on the highway and you're exiting the highway and there's a line of cars. Somebody drives alongside of you and pulls in front of you. Notice the wording, they pull in, they didn't cut you off. To the ego, to that part of us that says, you're not going to get in front of me. You're not going to cut me off. We react. And it's fine. We all do it. But I want you from this video on to understand and to feel the emotions. Be recognizing, recognize the emotions that are coming up inside of you. And it's fine because and let those emotions go through you because life happens through us, not to us. See, the ego says there's no such thing as ego, but the way we've been conditioned to believe by society is that that person is doing something to me. When that person is just driving their car, they're choosing to drive their car in front of yours. Typically, I mean, technically, that's all that is happening, but it's our reaction to that. And it's the stress. It is the um, our and sometimes it's very rapid the reaction we have. But understand on a cellular level, we're getting a hit of cortisol, and the body becomes addicted to these chemical rushes. It's why you will see, it's why a lot of people who are in sales, right? It is a this in sales, right? It's I have money because I had a big sale, and then I have nothing. I haven't had a sale in a while, so it's this constant yo-yo effect. But it's the addiction to the chemical reaction within us that has us in that trap, right? If you're in sales, you understand what I'm talking about. Similarly, when we have a job and we have reports due or what have you, just like in school, right? What do we say? We're cramming for our finals when we're in school. It's the addiction to the chemical rush or the rush of chemicals. So this is what I'm talking about. It is understanding, getting to the point where we can recognize in the moment, okay, I am I'm addicted to these rush of chemicals. I'm addicted to the emotional reaction versus responding. And this is how later on in life we end up with stress related illness, heart disease, diabetes, cancer. You can just go down the list. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So it is bringing everything back to the present moment and understand what story are you telling yourself in each and every moment, because this world is an assumptive world. How you assume who you are in each moment is playing out in your life. And if what you're seeing on the landscape of your reality as you look out, because really, I mean, technically, there is no external world. It is just you being reflected back to you. Every person, every event, every circumstance is just a reflection of who you are, how you see yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you interact with the world on a daily and literally a moment by moment basis. I want to end with this. If at your job, or you're a boss of a job, of a company, or what have you, the next time something perceptually goes a little astray, a little off kilter, okay, I would like for you in that moment to go inward and recognize the emotions. Allow them to happen, allow them to go through you, but recognize the emotions that are coming up. And oftentimes, what we want to do is divorce ourselves, detach ourselves from reacting. And the more times we can do this, we can say, I'm going to pull myself out away from this, and I'm not going to react to whatever's taking place in this state, the chemical state that all these chemicals start to well up inside of you. And I'm going to allow it to settle, just like sediment in, let's say, a pond. If you throw a brick in a pond, then all the sediment comes up. Okay. Allow it to settle and then go back. And you will find when you do this, when you go back to, you're going to be able to see it a lot differently. It's going to be a lot, just like the pond analogy. It's going to seem a lot clearer. But you're going to understand, okay, what is it about me, my definition of me, my assumption, perception, how I see myself that had that spike of chemical reaction within that moment. And this is how we can end up becoming healthier and often and by that also have the world become healthier. Thanks very much.